eller begge deler du krever?
Det er egentlig enten artist eller låttittel. Ordene det er spredt hver for seg, en svær haug, sånn som en puslespillhaug. Men hvilken sang tror du at det er, og hvilken artist?
Det er godt ikke alle sanger er laget som puslespill, for det er ikke slitsomt å høre på, men hvilken sang?
Good evening and welcome back to the Fate of Drakenheim. My name is Monty Martin and this is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Denitis, playing Rudy Whitaker, the shifter eldritch knight.
And Joel Gorman, playing Wrath, the Aasimar warlock.
Thank you for joining us once again. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every other Tuesday and every Thursday on our YouTube channel where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. So if you want even more after the stream, check us out at youtube.com/dungeondudes.
You can also join us on Tuesday evenings when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube, which come out every Friday. And we also have it available as an audio-only podcast so that you can listen to it on the go as well.
And just a bit of housekeeping. Next week, some of the cast are taking a little bit of a vacation, so we will be off next week for those of you that are watching, that are following the live streams. So that means that we will be just skipping 1 week, and then we'll be back to our usual gaming. Not next week, but the week after. With that, though, let us find out the fate of Drakenheim.
Drakenheim is no more. The devastation which fell upon that accursed place left a kingdom in ruin. Now, horrors lurking in the haze grow ever more great and terrible, while simmering tensions between rival factions boil over into outright war. The power of monarchs, mages, and priests hangs in the balance. 6 unlikely heroes join forces to confront the coming chaos. They shall decide, once and for all, the fate of Drakenheim.
Welcome back to the Fate of Drakenheim. When last we left our heroes, they had just struck up a bargain with the Queen of Thieves, aka Katarina von Kessel, to help her infiltrate the Enigma Ziggurat, one of the great strongholds of the Amethyst Academy in the wondrous city of Liberio, the independent city-state that lies at the center point between the 3 great nations of Caspia, Illyria, and Westamar. The Queen of Thieves has said that she wishes to have a personal, a one-on-one sort of in-person meeting with the Archmage Alabaster, one of the 8 directors of the Amethyst Academy, and Wrath's father. My dad! In exchange for arranging this meeting, Katarina will give back the Scepter of St. Vitruvia, which our heroes are after. Thus, Wilhelm, Wilhelm, Pluto, and Veo are still off in the distance negotiating things. We'll be coming back to them. We are now with Sebastian, Rudy, and Wrath as they stand upon the Pont Grand, which is a great bridge that spans one of the largest canals in Liberio. Across this bridge, built up on both sides, are several multi-level shops that each themselves with their own balconies that overhang, made of kind of this limestone washed stone with red terracotta rooftops. Bustle as merchants, musicians, street performers, and city folk go about their business along the Pont Grand, selling all manner of goods, gems, everything from coin and gems are flowing. There's also gelato, apparently. The smells of freshly baked bread and cheese in the air, and the sloshing of the water as all the boats move up and down the canals of Liberio. Standing before you is the Queen of Thieves, but she is not in her typical garb that you've encountered her in before. In fact, she is taking an appearance that, Sebastian, you find very familiar. It's possible even it's hard even, Sebastian, for you to look at this as a disguise of any kind, because the person that you see before you is just Katharina von Kessel. She is a athletic woman in her mid-20s with auburn hair and wide eyes, and you can tell that she is making a little bit more of an effort to look like a nerdy academy mage, rather than sort of dressing up her appearance. She has just donned a purple jacket with the academy robe. She's wearing her 4 academy rings, and is otherwise lacking any sort of obvious disguise. Yes, she's obviously, to anyone who wouldn't know any better, and in fact, if you didn't even know that it was her, she just looks like any member of the Amethyst Academy that you would encounter quite commonly in Liberia. In fact, even while you've been in Liberia, you have noticed that there are purple-robed mages moving through the city very openly, doing going on their business. They seem to be a relatively common sight. They stick out because of the purple robes, obviously, and those sort of accoutrements. But in a lot of ways, the garb that she's adopted is kind of like just blends right in with the sights and sounds of Liberio, in a way that her typical getup would as well, but in a different manner of speaking. She smiles and finishes asking the question, so, how exactly are we going to get up to the Enigma Ziggurat?
Well, I just so happen to have this book of handy codes for the summoning circles, or the teleportation circles, for all of the Academy Towers, written by you. And we're going to be using that and a teleportation circle spell that I have stored in my ring to hop on up there.
All right, that sounds fine. I kind of imagined flying up there myself. It seemed kind of fun, but if we're just going to teleport right up there, so be it.
Do you know the fly spell, and do you want to cast it on all of us? Because otherwise, I'm not using a spell slot, and I don't know how to make people fly. And Wrath, what about you?
I possess the knowledge to make us fly. However, I cannot make us all fly.
I mean, don't use the resources if you don't have to.
I lack the capacity. Either 3 of us fly gracefully, or 4 of us do that like weird floaty thing where like you can't really get off the ground. You're just sort of like on the moon. It's like too spread out.
I could turn into a giant eagle, but also that uses a lot more power than using my ring does. And we might need all the power we have at our disposal.
Well, Sebastian, I mean, if you use it out of your ring, we can get home, right?
Raph, you still have one in your ring, yes?
Yes, I have not used it. The teleportation circle still exists. I did not finish the casting when we were interrupted.
Right. Well, then
Very
we
well.
still have a way home.
Very well. Have you ever arrived at an academy stronghold via teleportation before? It's quite an experience.
Not this one. And actually, I have some issues that I'm going to have to take up with the academy director. Because as far as I knew, last time I checked, I was a high-ranking member of the academy with 7 rings. The fact that we've been told that going into an academy stronghold is going to equal death, even for a high-ranking academy member, I take issue with that, and I'm concerned.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens. I've heard a lot of tales about the Enigma Ziggurat. It's a very, very large place, and like the other strongholds that the Academy appropriated from the Sorcerer Kings, not even the Academy members themselves know everything every chamber that is within these buildings. There's a lot of secrets that they hold that, well, the Academy still doesn't know them. That's kind of exciting to me, actually. Maybe we'll find something that the other mages don't know about. It'd be quite fascinating. The Sorcerer Kings had many, many secrets. Apparently, the Enigma Ziggurat was made by Orion III. It was meant to be the shipyard where he built the arcane fleet. They were spell ships that shot fireballs. Very, very interesting. Apparently, Orion wanted to conquer the far continents on the other side of the ocean with his spell fleets, but ended up spending most of his reign being more preoccupied with summoning succubi. Take for what that means.
You clearly paid a lot more attention in history class than I did.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
This is intriguing. Would you know what these ships may look like if you saw one?
the spell ships of the Sorcerer Kings. Well, those spell ships that Orion III made, most of them now are all wrecked across the Isles of Skye. They were all destroyed in the Great Storm when a later Sorcerer Queen tried to invade. Quite a shame. From what I understand, they're quite miraculous vessels, but none survive anymore.
But if they did have some left somewhere in the ziggurat, imagine what we could do. I mean, I can cast fireballs, but imagine a ship that can do it for us. That's pretty awesome.
Sounds like trouble to me.
We encountered a rat once that made a submarine. I don't know if this is on the same plane of wowness, but it was quite impressive.
The rats are building submarines.
Yes, it traveled a great distance. You remember, Rudy? Yes.
We had its plans at some point. Did Wilhelm have those, or did you?
I do not remember. I do not know if I left them at. Anyways,
That's really concerning.
Yeah,
That's
they
really
were
concerning.
quite smart rats.
Actually, that is very concerning. But we have pressing things ahead of us. I hope, fingers crossed, that these rings will still work. Rudy, you're not technically an Academy member, so I just want to warn you that there is a possibility that if we do teleport into the Enigma Ziggurat, you might be instantly disintegrated. That's a risk I'm willing to take, but it's just worth noting that the Academy does have certain security measures in place to prevent non-Academy members from teleporting inside.
So what you're saying is I might just not exist after I go through this.
Quick
I do
question.
not remember, but this makes sense. I've never traveled without an Academy member.
I mean, I should know this, but are the security systems in the Enigma Ziggurat magical in nature? Can they magically tell who an Academy member is? Or could we disguise Rudy as an Academy, a newcomer to the
And
Academy?
I mean, I have worked with the Academy. I am under contract in a sense, so...
It's true.
Yes, but you don't wear Academy rings, do you? And that is and the Academy rings are the keystone of all of the Academy's magical defenses. They're what allow you to even get inside Paradox Castle. They're what allow you to get inside the Inscrutable Tower. The doors of the Academy strongholds don't open for those who aren't wearing Academy rings.
Surely when the Academy first brings in children, we could just... I guess Rudy's not a child now. My logic's flawed here.
And I can't just borrow one of y'all's rings. Sebastian, you said you had 7.
Yes,
They're only attuned to me.
Is there?
Alright.
Do I have a? Let me think. Have we murdered any Academy?
I'll just say it. I just don't know. I've never been. I have not ever traveled to the Enigma Ziggurat, even via teleportation. Well, since before I left the Academy. I know that in the case of the Enigma Ziggurat is not somewhere where the Academy brings students. So whatever their defenses are on the inside, I don't know. It's possible that it from what I recall, Paradox Castle and the Inscrutable Tower, they were guarded by goblins that would simply start attacking any non-Academy members. It's possible they use a similar thing in the Enigma Ziggurat as well. It's possible they use some sort of spell trap. If that's a risk that you'd like to take, hopefully if it is some sort of guardian, then at least that will give us an opportunity to explain ourselves.
Guardians we can deal with. And Raph, in our brief chats about your conversation with your dad, you should have some siblings up there?
Yes,
How many siblings do you have?
I was under the impression that I had sibling, as in the non-plural. I do not know what my father is insinuating. He is a mighty crafter. Maybe he has considered his creations part of my siblings, although it explains a lot. I do not have... Look, he is a very busy person, and I do not try to trouble him with affairs. It was hard enough to get the meeting with him.
You make it sound like you're just one of his inventions or creations.
Technically, yes. You see, when a man...
I start poking Wrath's face, and I'm like, are you living tissue, or is this like, are you a construct?
Ow.
Nah, he's real. I've seen him get beat up plenty of times.
I bleed.
Yes.
I bleed blood. And I am... Although I am one of my father's creations, I consider myself unique. Because it is Bruce who is the one who I follow. I do not follow him for guidance. I follow Bruce. And Bruce has unlocked so many doors and windows. There is a vast unknown. My power is but a glimpse of what Bruce has to offer.
Your cat gives you powers?
Oh yes. He is not a cat. If you see a cat, your eyes deceive you. This is but a morsel of his power that is shown in our world.
Wrath, why explaining this to her?
Don't tell her about Bruce.
Everyone must know the power of Bruce. He must be respected and cuddled.
This Bruce. It's some sort of entity from another dimension.
It's actually just a cat, and moving on, I think that it's about time that
He
we
is
teleport
not
into
just
the
a cat.
Wrath. It's just a cat, Wrath, and I stomp on Wrath's foot, and I'm like, it's just a cat.
I do not understand your line of questioning. And why are you stomping on my foot? You can clearly see I am standing here.
Sebastian, don't be rude. He's just trying to tell you about his cat.
I would gladly hear all
It
about
is
his cat.
important to distinguish he is not just a cat. He is an entity does not even begin to describe.
Hallo?
Hei, hvor er du?
Jeg er cirka ved Stovner, ja. Jeg er på vei hjem.
Går du og henter Linnea nå?
Ja.
Eller jeg går ja, litt rundt da, sånn at jeg går ja, bilveien rundt eller et eller annet, så jeg bare går litt.
Ja. Den er god, den ses etter hvert.
Ja,
Ja. Ha det.
ha det.
What Bruce is. He is vast knowledge. He is unparalleled wisdom.
And
he
oh,
is
so
the
cute.
reckoning.
Look at his face.
And he
Such
loves
a
to
little
be.
guy.
And how is it that you came by this Bruce?
He has always been.
Yeah, certainly, but I'm interested in knowing how you found this creature.
There are times when I forget what it was like before him. But there was a dark time in my life. And Bruce showed me the way. He came to me. I did not find Bruce. Bruce found me. He reached out through the cosmos. And he offered his love and his guidance. And I am but a humble servant to the great and all. That is he. And he has shown me so much. I've started to see through the keyhole. Do you know what lies on the other side of the door? I have seen things that would change your world.
Tell me all about it.
Well, I mean, you could tell her all about it after we see your father, right, Raph? We shouldn't be kept waiting.
He is a busy man.
Busy
we must
man.
table this discussion
Very
for later.
busy.
You are right. We do have pressing matters.
You are bound to this creature, though. Yes. You've made a pact with it.
It
As
is
you would with
much
any animal when you
deeper than
feed
that.
them, right?
There is
Right,
nothing that I would
Sebastian?
not do
Right.
without this creature.
Wrath, you just tell me, oh man, what else do you know how to talk about? Can we just change the subject quickly? Broody, before we teleport up there,
Bruce! Well, I could go on for ages. He is-
hey, here's my crow. His name's Crowley. He's adorable too. I pledge allegiance to Crowley. Do you
I
want to hear
also
about
have
Crowley?
animals, and I hold out.
Look at all
These
of
are
our
but
animals.
pets. Bruce is I am a devotee.
Wrath.
So how are we gonna get me up there without disintegrating?
This
Broody,
is a question that we must answer. I suggest we rough up a young Academy member and steal their ring. Although I am concerned about the attunement process.
I thought I couldn't have someone else's ring.
No, you can't.
But I think Wrath just wants to beat up other Academy members.
No. It's I look for some easy way of infiltrating. Setting off the alarms of the Enigma Ziggurat as soon as we enter the building will not be
Is there any way to avoid it though? I mean,
proactive.
whether we go through the door or teleport in, I think the alarms are going to go off regardless, aren't they?
Rudy,
Yes, we'll have to explain ourselves once we get there. So we'll need a good story.
Rudy, Katarina is just trying to scare you with the disintegration thing. I mean,
pretty scared. I'm pretty scared. You did a good job.
I went to Paradox Castle. I've been in the Inscrutable Tower. I even went to Starspire Observatory for a brief period of time. None of them had any security systems that involved disintegration. I don't know for sure about the Enigma Ziggurat, but I haven't seen any disintegration in any Academy strongholds so far because most of them, okay, no, one or two of them allow non-Academy members to visit under very strict circumstances, and the Enigma Ziggurat is definitely not one of them, but that's not the point I'm trying to make.
You're not really helping me here, Sebastian.
I put like a 52% probability that you won't get disintegrated.
The odds are against you, Rudy. If we must decide whether it is up to you.
You know what? Let's do it. And you know what? You two, if I get disintegrated, y'all best be taking care of my family. You know, Academy better be paying for their schooling and education and all that kind of stuff, because I won't be able to send them any money back after this. And you better take care of Wilhelm. What's he gonna do if you know, he doesn't have me to set him right and help him with the speeches, because he needs a lot of work on that.
He does. This is true.
I'll
Right.
probably die without you, and that's gonna suck.
Might be pretty scary for him not to have me around, but you know what? Let's do it.
Rudy, when Wrath just said that the odds are against you, he clearly didn't hear me say 52%, which actually means the odds are with you.
A little bit more than 50%. Still doesn't give me much confidence, but
It was your tone and your delivery that made me think that those odds are made up, Sebastian. As we both know.
All right, listen.
Zero idea of the chances.
I
The point is,
promise.
Rudy, I do not think we have any clue of what will happen, and it will be up to you to decide if you would like to proceed.
Okay, everybody gather round, Rudy,
yeah.
I promise you will not get disintegrated.
All right, I'll take it. I've been against worse odds, to be honest. Come out still with my everything. So
I mean, listen, what's the worst that could happen? And then I'm going to cast...
Right before, one moment, I'm going to do something nice. I'm going to turn to the Queen of Thieves. I know you have many questions for Bruce, and so why don't you give me your information and we can talk about this later. And I'm going to hand her my book of the Gift of the Protectors, so she may write her name in my on one of the pages.
Are you asking for my autograph? I am so flattered.
I've only heard good things, mixed reviews, but I think it's best that I have your information just in case.
She writes in a flowing script, Katarina von Kessel.
Is my name in there?
Yeah, so currently there are 4 names.
cross mine out, have you?
Nope, especially under threat of disintegration. Sebastian, Rudy, Katarina, and Brown.
You crossed Wilhelm's out?
Yes, his Wilhelm and Wilhelm's name has been removed for now. He is under the care of many soldiers.
Well, in return, let me repay the favor. I've learned a couple legendary tricks over the years, and so I'll share a little bit of a spell with you. Well, Katarina von Kessel is in your party. She is normally a legendary creature herself. However, while she is in your party, you all get to use legendary actions and legendary resistance instead.
Oh.
Okay? Here's the way that it works, though. You each get 1 use of legendary resistance. Okay? This means that once today, when you fail a saving throw, you can choose to succeed instead. Okay? While Kat is in your party, as a group, each combat encounter, you can, between anyone's turns, each once decide to take an extra action, but that action can only be to make 1 weapon attack, move your speed, or cast a cantrip. So
Cool.
yeah,
So cool.
yeah. So at the end of anyone else's turn, any of you can just say, "I want to do this," and you can do that each once per short rest. Right. And that but because of that, I won't be playing the Queen of Thieves with her legendary actions and resistances because she's basically sharing them with you. Yeah.
Cool.
For cantrip, I assume it would be like weapon attack, where as an example, an Eldritch Blast would be 1 Eldritch Blast, not 3.
I mean, technically, legendary monsters that can fire Eldritch Blasts with their cantrips can actually fire all 4 beams. But yeah, I think, and because cantrips scale up, yeah, so cantrips are kind of sweet in that respect with legendary actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
With that, what's the worst that could happen?
Sorry, I cut you off. I cut you off earlier.
No, that's okay. We're refinagling, we're Quentin Tarantinoing the scene, and now it's back to the Rudy, what's the worst that could happen? And then we teleport
Okay.
into.
The teleportation circle opens up, and you see before you the shimmering portal. You each step through.
I step through.
Shove Houdini in my hood.
Who's going first?
All right, I'll step through.
Okay.
With Bruce in tow.
Kat goes next.
Rudy, do you?
I'll go. Just so I'm not left behind. And I walk in.
And I go after Rudy.
All right. Rudy.
Ja,
Hei.
hei.
Nei, internetten funker ikke.
Da kan du prøve å dra ut, starte modemet på nytt. Jeg ba mamma prøve det I stad, men jeg tror ikke hun har gjort det. Bare dra strømmen ut.
Er det den det står alltid boks på, og så er det mange grønne lys?
Ja, altså helt på venstre siden nederst, så skal det være sånn knapp du kan trykke på baksiden. Sånn,
Ja.
og så lar du den være av I 10 sekunder eller sånn, og så trykker du på den sånn at det begynner å lyse igjen.
Ja.
Gjør du det nå?
Jeg startet den nå, ja.
Ja, fordi jeg sendte melding til Altibox, så de så ikke noe feil, så jeg måtte bare prøve å restarte modemet.
Skal jeg trykke på power nå?
Ja,
Den grønne.
den knappen bak.
Nei, foran, den som blinker. Jeg skrur den på igjen.
Er det knapp? Jeg tror ikke det en knapp til å skru av strømmen.
Ja, men jeg skrudde den av med den knappen, men så nå blinker det power, og det er ingenting annet viser.
Ja, da må du sikkert vente litt til den starter opp.
Ja, jeg kan prøve. Jeg kan ringe om det ikke funker.
Ja,
Ha det.
ha det.
Please give me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have to use my. Oh, I don't know if I can use it now. 12.
Okay.
One legendary.
You failed.
Oh no.
As you step through the
Can I
portal
use it?
and you open your eyes, you appear to be in hell.
Oh.
You
Oh, not
see
again.
before you a field of horror as you are within a landscape of fire, bone, and pulsing blood and organs. Screams echo all around you as thousands of demons fly and circle around you, swatting and swiping at you. You take 25 points of damage. And as you shake and shudder, and at the sight before you, what are you going to do?
Just like, oh my gosh, I hope they're gonna take care of my kids. I died for sure. I was disintegrated. Yeah, can I start to run away? Can I try to run away?
You all around you, you can see is a field of razor sharp grass like blades that stretches as far as the eye can see, and the sky above you is filled with thousands of demons.
Coming in after her in the portal, do I see her slip anywhere or vanish, or can I like reach through the nether realms to try to help?
I'm gonna come to you guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just scared.
Kill the demons, Rudy.
Yeah, I guess I just start fighting the demons. That's all I can do. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna step on those razor blades. Do I have my axe with me?
Yep.
Oh, actually, can I, what can I do with my axe? Can I, moonbeam around me, or, you know what? Or a vitality. Like, I want to get a little bit of something back.
Okay. All right. As you call out the magic of the aura of vitality and begin swinging your axe, Sebastian and Wrath, you are standing. You step through the portal, and you are in a great hallway that is composed of almost a blackened octarine, sort of stone or metal. It's hard to say what material the place that you are standing in is actually made of. You are upon a platform where there are glowing arcane runes of the teleportation circle that you have just stepped through. And there are 4 sets of stairs that lead down from the dais, and you are the room itself is octagonal shaped, with 4 of the faces of the octagon have doorways leading out of the room, and then the other 4 faces have massive iron golems who have drawn their blades. The iron golems themselves are constructed out of the same metal as the room itself, and each of them has a massive delirium geode as their core. That has like a dynamo of shifting revolving parts around it that is just flowing through their entire form. And as these creatures raise their weapons, you see that there is a small altar where a very shocked-looking academy mage, a rather portly man with academy robes, and he's screaming because the room is flashing and screeching. And in the midst of this flashing and screeching, you look beside you and you see Kat is with you, and you see Rudy is on the dais swinging her axe, screaming at the top of all around her.
Demons! Demons! Demons everywhere! Get them away! Demons!
The wizard that is in the room is saying, intruder! And you hear him like fumbling with what looks to be a sending stone, and he drops it. He picks it up. Intruder!
We have an appointment.
Who's that? Who's that? They're not an academy mage. What are they doing here? What are they doing here? What are they doing with you? What have you brought this intruder into these?
My name is Sebastian Crow, Master Sorcerer. This is Wrath, a member of the Amethyst Academy, and
I am Wrath, and my father would not be kind to hear about this. We were supposed to be given a guest pass for my comrade, yet you have infected her mind. Release her now.
Demons!
This is our bodyguard. She usually doesn't act like this. New thing for us here.
No, of course she doesn't. She's an intruder, and so she is in a mental prison until such a time as I decide to release her, because to make sure that she is safe and isn't gonna swing that axe at my neck.
Do you know who Wrath's father is?
This is so frustrating. I had sent 2 weeks, 1 fortnight prior to have a guest pass. We had an appointment at midday this day. You have me written down. It is Wrath, Sebastian, and...
Make a deception check, because that's totally not true.
25.
He has a moment of confusion and says, she's with you. I've got to check the papers, but I'll dispel the spell if you're telling me she's safe.
She is safe, and if I have to tell my father about this...
Oh, he goes to the altar and turns several stones and taps several runes. And Rudy, just as a demon is about to devour you whole, the landscape disappears, and you find yourself standing in the room that I described earlier.
Who did that? Who did that? There were demons, and there were really sharp grass, and I was about to be eaten.
Rudy, you were not disintegrated.
It's okay.
Look on the bright side.
I thought I was dead. I thought my children were going to be left in your guys' hands. They were going to go to school, and I was going to be eaten by demons.
On the contrary, you've probably never felt more alive, right?
No, I mean, I've definitely felt more alive than this. I've never been scared more in my life.
I am sorry, Rudy. There was a mistake at the front desk. They forgot to add you as a guest pass.
Forgot to add me, and that's how they treat people. Is it this guy over here? And I point to the mage.
Okay.
No, Rudy, it's not his fault. It was a clerical error, right, sir?
Those clerics.
No. You don't threaten me.
That was close.
Don't you threaten me. And he taps another rune on the dais in front of him, and the 4 iron golems all point their swords down.
How many rings is this guy wearing?
He's wearing 5 rings.
I'm wearing 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I take my staff and my eyes start to glow purple, and I step forward and I point the staff at him, and I'm like, I am a higher ranking member of this academy, and I am coming here as a guest to see Wrath's father, and I've brought my entourage with me, and we had an appointment, and you are standing in our way.
Listen, Master Wizard, Master Sorcerer, it is my duty to guard the teleportation room. I am just trying to do my job, and you've brought a non-Academy member in here.
We have arrangements with the person running this facility to move forward. We understand that there might be some complications by bringing her here, but we have already discussed that. What we would like is less complications from people who have the choice whether or not they're going to hinder us.
Give me a persuasion check.
It's going to be 21.
Oh. And you, he points at Rudy. You're not going to be swinging that axe around in anyone's faces here?
I don't plan to. Do you plan on sending me back to whatever hellscape that was?
Not unless you try to teleport in here again.
No, I won't. Listen, I think, you know what, we're good. Just don't do that again. That terrifying experience. I think you need to maybe change your ask questions first and then send people to hell, all right? Just, it's fine. I forgive you. Just don't do it again.
Normally, it's customary to contact me via a sending spell before you teleport someone that is not an Academy member here, so that doesn't happen. You were supposed to follow protocol.
Well, you can blame the director for not telling us the protocol because we spoke to him not that long ago, and he said to come on up. He did say that some things would try to kill us, but he didn't say you would try to kill us or tell us what we were supposed to say to you, so not.
You're here to see the director.
That's correct. We have an appointment.
You're here to see the... You're serious?
Brath's father, yes.
About this, sir, it's his father.
He is my father, and we are here to converse with him.
I mean... all right. Listen. You're free to come and go. You three at least, pointing at you. You're all guild wizards. The halls of the Enigma Ziggurat are open to you. Go wherever you want. If you're going to be bringing her around all I have to say is, you're not to let her out of your sight. For a moment. At all. Understood?
Agreed.
I don't plan on going out of their sight. I'm going to stay with them. I don't know what other things might do worse to me than the way you did.
Oh, there's... Well,
I will see you later tonight, I guess. If I'm gonna play more Knights of the Old Republic 2 or some War Thunder. I have not decided yet. I also downloaded the remake of the Elder Scrolls Oblivion on my Xbox yesterday, so I can maybe try that. Well, catch you later. I'm gonna make dinner now. I'm hungry as